Hi there, it's Karen at Corrie Papercrafts here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in central Scotland. Today's project is this little box here. It's a 2.5 inch square, it's 2.5 inch cubed box actually, and I made it to hold a specific gift. So if I show you just what's inside, if I slide the ribbon off, it holds a little Darceys candle. If you've watched a previous video, you'll have heard me mention that Darceys is a cruelty-free soy wax, melts and candle company in Scotland, and I'm also an ambassador for them as well, and I needed a gift box to pop a candle gift in for someone. So if you want to know any more about Darceys, then please do get in touch and I'll be more than happy to tell you a little bit more about the products. But today the video is about making this little box for it. So I used the gorgeous Mosaic Mood Designer Series papers, which as you can see are embossed on the top. Absolutely beautiful. I got these for free at Onstage in April. They're embossed on one side and not on the other, but each sheet has one of the other designs on the back, if that makes sense, in a different colourway. Apart from this one, this is slightly different. So I made it using the Mosaic tile type paper, and this time round I'm going to make it using this sheet here. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that I had a project in mind for this. So it's a very green day today. Sorry if I just whacked the tripod there. I've got my green tea as well to keep me company because I've got a bit of a dry throat. It's been really hot here. So to make your box, you will need a piece of cardstock for the base, which measures 7.5 inches square, and a piece of DSP for the lid, which measures 7.5 plus a little bit extra to make sure that it fits over the base, and especially because, as usual, I'll be making a reinforced lid, so you're going to have an extra fold in there as well. So this piece actually measures 7 inches and 9 and a tiny little bit 1/16. So just line it up to 7.5 inches and then add just over 1/16 of an inch more each side that you cut, so that if I do put them together, you might be able to see that it just very slightly is larger than the base. So very simple to score. If I get the paper from my DSP out of the way and bring in my scoreboard, try not to dazzle you with the reflection. And if I grab my scoring tool, so you're going to score at 2.5 inches on all 4 sides. So 2.5. I know when you first start to score it, it makes it look like the box is never going to fit, but it does. 2.5 and 2.5. So what you end up with is a grid, and this is going to be the bottom of your box. So while I've got my scoreboard out, I will score for the lid as well, and because it's a reinforced lid, you're actually going to make 2 score lines on this. So the first one is at 1.25, then at 2.5, and again you're doing that on all 4 sides. 1.25, oops, and 2.5. Just be really careful with your DSP and not lean too heavily, but you want to lean heavy enough so that you don't jump the track on your scoreboard. And last side, 1.25, 2.5. So let's get the scoreboard out of the way and do some folding. So we'll do the base first. Burnish all 4 score lines, and as usual with boxes that I make, we're going to cut up this score line here, wedge each side slightly, whoops, and then you want to cut about 3/4 of an inch or so off, then rotate it and do the same again, cut up to that other score line, wedge here, wedge here, and about 3/4 of an inch off, turn it round again, oops, cut up here, wedge, don't think that was totally straight but doesn't matter, wedge, oops, and take off about 3/4 of an inch, and then the last one just exactly the same again, so that once you're finished you've kind of got a sort of windmill shape. Cut off about 3/4 of an inch. So, oops, moving everything now. Then grab your tearing tape and add a piece of tape to each end of each of these flaps. I much prefer my ruler, oops a daisy, and I think I'll just bring my ruler back in because I'm making a bit of a mess. Just using my nail, you've seen me use my, oops a daisy, ruler before. Just very quickly add your tape close to the fold line but not on it, because you don't want it to overlap and have some adhesive sticking out. Last side near the fold line, and that's the one that I didn't think was very straight, and it isn't, but it's okay because it's just an inside flap, and the same here. And then all you need to do is take off the backing from your tearing tape on all the flaps. Oops, it isn't. Just the backing though, not the tape itself. There we go. And then this straight edge here is going to line up with this folded edge here on all 4 sides to hold your box together. So just work your way around and match the straight edge to the folded edge without overlapping. Don't fold it too far over so that you've got an overlap. Just make sure it's nice and straight. Give it a bit of a burnish with your paper folder just to hold it down, and that's the base of your box made. So with the lid, same principle applies in terms of folding and burnishing. So if we fold, and just be careful, be a bit more gentle with your DSP so that you don't mark it as you burnish. Fold and burnish your 2 score lines on each side, like that. And then, now this isn't really going to be very easy to see, I don't think. If you can see, on each corner you've got 4 squares here, here, all 4 corners. So what we're going to do is take tear and tape off your scissors. We're going to cut up both of these score lines to that second horizontal line. You can see we've got 1, 2. So you're going to cut up that score line, past the first score line and stop at the second one, and cut up this one again the same way. And then you're going to remove these 2 squares and this square. So turn it round, notch it a little bit, remove this one completely, so that what you've got is this. So you've removed 1, 2, 3 squares, and like you've seen me do before, is just notch and notch, and then notch a little bit on the side of there. Turn it round and do the same again. So up the score line here, past that first horizontal score line, stopping at the second one. Same again here. Notch a little bit there and remove those completely. Remove this square completely. Notch here. Oops, don't stab yourself with your scissors. It's really sore. And then notch here. And then just do that on the last 2 sides. Just remember your notches on each of the larger panels as you go. Last one. That might have gone a little bit squint. Now, given that this is a mosaic type paper, all these little bits that I'm cutting off here, I'm actually going to keep those because I'm thinking I might have another project in mind for those. So once you've finished, you should have something that looks like this, and it's easy just to go around and check all these big panels here that you've actually angled them a little bit. So this is the inside of the lid, this is the outside of the lid, and on the outside is where I want to put tape on these little flaps here, which aren't easy to see. So to make it a little bit easier for you to see, then I'm just going to fold them over to the wrong side of the paper just to let you see if it's a little bit easier. So again, close to the fold line, but not right on it, so that you're not going to have any glue overlapping or adhesive overlapping. And that's all there is to the flaps. Now you can put an extra bit of adhesive on if you want to. I might just add a little bit extra onto the shorter edges as well, so just a little bit here. The flaps, as you fold them over, and you'll see what I mean in a minute when you put your lid together, will help to hold them down, but to save them weaving about while you're putting your lid together, you can just add an extra little bit as you go. So we'll just do that just now. There we are, and just get rid of that extra little bit. So then what you want to do is you want to turn it back to the inside surface and add some tear and tape along these edges here, the long edges. So we'll just very quickly do that. Close to the edge but not right on the edge, again just so that you don't have any overlap of your tape. And this is what's going to hold your flaps down on the inside of your lid. Last one, piece of tape just along there, and that's it. So to put this together, you want to put your inside flaps together like you would normally for your box, but just ignore these long pieces for now. So turn it back over, take the backing off your tearing tape, and then you're just going to put it together like a normal box, but ignoring these parts for now. So again, this straight edge here is going to match up to this folded edge here on all four sides. So we'll just pop those together just now. There we are. And again, just to help it to stick, give it a little press down with your paper folder, and then these four flaps here are actually going to turn in like this, and that's what gives you your reinforced lid. So I'm going to start with this edge here, and I prefer to keep it flat just so that I know that I've folded it over straight and flat. Second edge, just fold it over, give it a press with my paper folder, and oops, I'll just take these last two pieces of backing tape off, and then fold this in, press it down, give it a press, and press it down. And then all I need to do is borrow my candle and pop the lid on, and you can probably hear how tight a fit that is, which is what you want. Okay, you can hear that going off and on. And then all I did was I tied a piece of the white, the Whisper White flax ribbon round it, and tied it in a double knot. That's probably enough there. Bows with this don't work too well when it's me that's tying them, I have to say, and although I try to do square knots, those never seem to work either, but we'll try this. Not too bad. It'll have to do. Snip here, snip here, just make sure it's nice and straight, and then with a piece of scrap Whisper White, and I used thick Whisper White for this, but you don't have to, and the Beauty Abounds stamp set. I'm just, well, I used the thanks in on the last one, but I think I'm going to use the For You this time. It's a beautiful stamp set and I really don't use it enough at all. So I'm going to use For You, pop that on a block, and get out my garden green ink, which I haven't got out, so if you bear with me while I just rake that out. That wasn't very clever to have done that, so bear with me and I will be right back. Oh, it has to be in the furthest away tray in my ink box as well. Here we are. I do apologise for that. I thought I had got everything out and had myself totally organised, but hey ho. And just stamp it about there. And then using the oh, is this the classic label punch, I think? Mine's gone blank now. I used that to punch it out. It's going to overlap just slightly, but I'm just going to go with it. And then, oh no, I don't like that. I'm going to go back to my thanks. I thought the For You would fit, but it didn't. So, in fact, I think I'll put a little, I'll use the little hello instead. Pop it onto another block. There we are. That's really toty. Stamp it on there. And I'm going to show you a trick that you might have seen already by other demonstrators. This is obviously going to be too long if I punch it out and leave it like that, but the trick is to pop it back in, or maybe it would go better that way. Just pop it back in again, make sure it's nice and straight and even, and that looks about right there, and just punch it again. There we are. And a couple of mini dimensionals on the back. So turn it over, and one here and one here. Peel off the backing and pop it on the corner of your box. Just there. I think that's really pretty, and that's all there is to the box. So hope you like that. If I just pop this one back together as well, and we'll see if we can get the flax ribbon to go back round it. I think I will. There we go. Let me know what you think. I think these are really pretty, and they're nice and quick and easy. Lots of room inside for sweeties or anything else you want to put in it as well. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.